Legislature. We've had a great morning this morning, thanks to all of the members of the General Assembly who've been on. We've tried to have a lot of the leadership so you can get a feel for what this session is going to bring for the people of North Carolina. And we've had some great support with people underwriting our program here, thanks to ECU Health, Greenville Pathology, Time Financing Service, the NC East Alliance, and HBOT4Heroes. We talk about HBOT4Heroes all the time, but I'll tell you, I got two of the guys here, the two mainstays in HBOT4Heroes, my buddy Travis Burt from Emerald Isle and Ed D. Girolamo from here in Raleigh. And you live in Raleigh? I do. I thought you did. But, you know, it's just, you hear about breakthroughs in modern medicine and people getting results, but what's happening with people using this hyperbaric oxygen therapy is pretty amazing. And so I wanted to get these guys on to talk about it a little bit. You heard the interview yesterday, Travis, with the two gentlemen who had cancer. One had bladder cancer, one had leukemia, that have been getting treated at Extivita. Well, one of them was. The other one, I think, was at Duke, yeah. But this hyperbaric oxygen therapy is working for people, and it's changing their lives. And, you know, but it's still considered experimental by insurance companies and the VA and people like that. Is that what you're working to change?
Yes, sir. First off, thank you for having us. I got to stop right now and thank Greg Murphy for starting this journey for all of us, and Mr. James Hooker. And I'd be remiss if I didn't say that. So thanks for letting me get that plug in.
I was there when Jim Hooker first made the pitch to Greg Murphy to try to get legislative funding. I introduced him. We went to lunch when Greg was in the legislature. He jumped right on it. And as a medical doctor, that was really important.
Yes, sir. And, you know, he's a Western trained doctor. And I'm not going to say that he was a non-believer at first, but, you know, year over year, when you continue to provide results that have scientific research behind them showing that this is working for people, you know, when Greg Murphy comes along, he's not resistant. He's just he's just being careful in what he's doing and changing his thoughts and taking his blinders off in the morning. He is a supporter of HBOT4Heroes, you know, specific to our vets. So thanks to everybody that supports what we're doing for the vets. You know, Ed and I we can be here for 100 hours and we're never going to be done talking about, you know, what we're doing to help folks and how critical it is that we get these dollars for vets.
Well, Ed, I was fortunate to be a part of the conversation with Senator Berger this morning. And, you know, I said this to him, and I'll say it to you guys here but both of you guys, you don't have to do this, but you know, this is not your profession. This is not, you know, how you make your living. You're doing it to help other people. I mean, both of you guys do more to help other people, I think, than people realize. But you have, you know, you have a heart for this. Your business is steel, and you got into this. So tell us why you have spent so much time and your own money on this.
Yeah. So thank you, Henry. Thank you for doing this. Yesterday's program was amazing. And listening to the two veterans that you were interviewing, it gets right to the heart of it. You know, I get more hugs and tears than you get than I've gotten in any other career or company that I've managed in the past. And so one of the you know, I would say the selfish things is that's what motivates me is helping people because it's just a project of the heart. You know, I would say it's Jesus-centered for me, and you know, God's driven us to help others in need, and that's what it's about for the veterans. But it's also about the general public. But the veterans they're a very specific group that's underserved, and so what's available in 1,500 hospitals in the nation through insurance is not at the VA, and that gets to the root of the problem why the veterans are underserved and why they're very open to doing this. One of the things that, you know, we're focused on is to reduce the suicide rate, and that's what got me into it. And changing their, you know, sort of their mental attitude and suicidal ideation, and alleviating that and removing that. One of the things that we find is that because of the powerful anti-inflammatory effects that hyperbaric oxygen has on the human body, human physiology, that impacts nearly every indication or every disease or injury there is. And a lot of people look at PTSD as something that might be psychological, when in fact it is very driven by inflammation. Stress is inflammatory. All the things these guys are dealing with, traumatic brain injury, all of that's inflammatory. When it becomes chronic, there really is only one thing that's going to help them, and that's hyperbaric oxygen. So that pushed me into it.
Well, hyperbaric oxygen therapy is proven now. I mean, we've heard stories like we heard yesterday on the show, but it's proven to prevent suicides and treat these veterans who have traumatic brain injury and PTSD. But you've got so many people on the list now, Travis, that you haven't been able to serve yet. You guys have done your part, but we need help financially from others.
Yes, sir. So, Ed and I, when we talk about things all the time, we're talking about money that's needed at the Extivita level, because that is
Tell us what Extivita is.
Yeah, so I'll let Ed explain what his company is.
All right, yeah. And we've only got 2 minutes left.
Good, thank you.
Yeah, Extivita is the clinic where we're treating the veterans right now. We're
in Durham, right?
In Durham. We're hoping to expand that throughout the state because the need is so great. We have 750 veterans on the waiting list as we speak.
And there's an effort to get a clinic with an HBOT chamber built in Greenville right now.
Yeah, yes, sir. It's probably top 3 in the state for us as our medical clinic expansions go. Greenville's right near the top because there's so much support right now with folks like that came on yesterday.
Yeah. Well, I can't thank you guys enough for what you do. I mean, it's as you said, it's a work of love for the veterans. It's what would Jesus do thing. And Ed, you've been a great leader in this. And are you going to have the big spring event this year that you had last year?
We are March 15th at the Angus barn. Yes, we have.
You have a big speaker coming in again, or is Travis going to be the speaker?
We have Dinesh D'Souza is going to come and speak.
Dinesh D'Souza.
Yeah,
wow.
and
yes, sir.
And some veterans telling their stories
And if people want to go, is it online already?
It is on HBOT4Heroes.
HBOT4Heroes.org.
Yes, sir.
All right. Any closing comments?
Just thank you for all you do to help us get the word out.
No, thank you guys. You guys are awesome, and we appreciate it very much. We got to get Patrick in. Patrick, we're running short of time. You got a lot of. Can you give us a little minute in sports? Here's Patrick.